Hello. How's it going? Ooh, yeah, we are live. We are the live. Oh, how days. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Does the microphone was far off? Hey, Atski, Chillstrand. Voodoo breakfast, Zealin and arms. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I painted a little bit more on this one yesterday. I started like defining edges and separating things. Oh yeah, hopefully, oh yeah, you can see it. I can see where it will go. Um, I think it will work. I tried with a little bit of motion blur on the smoke on the right leg and some trails of the green. Um, but it's far from finished. But I think I'll there's a lot of fiddling and working. So I thought, because this is a splash art type thing and it's going to be a lot more time consuming, so I thought what I do is to why is that plinging? Is to just kind of do I'm painting from scratch. Hey, Ixie. So I was thinking, you know, I'll do today. I will do some thumbnails, um, and then I'll be going through the painting. You know, so we can see the process a little bit more non-splash art process. I think that could be interesting, couldn't it? Couldn't it? Hey, Rags. Dear Bard, good morning. Hey, Captain Jetlag. Canvas enthusiasts. Welcome to the official Canvas enthusiasts morning meeting. Alright. So I'll just start something. Let's make a epic portrait or like a character pose thing, right? So what I'll do now is just kind of what I'll be trying to do is to figure out good proportions. Actually, let's just do this. So what I'm going to try to focus on is light, and a cool way to present the character. And the character itself, you guys can suggest what kind of character it should be. It's going to be an illustration of a character, so feel free to suggest what it is, and I'll just pick one. Hey, Bruno Romanos, Eric Mui, how's it going? Eternal 80 and Ohms. Maybe I already said Ohms, but whatever. You're all fantastic. So what I'm trying to focus on at the moment now is just an interesting like lighting setup where the character itself hasn't really been defined. It could be anything at this point. Should I do my impression of the one? Arrival of the one. Alright. Alright. I can do that. Arrival of the one. So let's play with ideas. Arrival of the one. Alright. For this left one, Zealand, that's a fantastic topic. Um, okay, so arrival of the one. Let's for this left one, let's make it like there's a priest that that'll look like or an alien. Let's make it a kind of alien-like thing. He's standing and praying with some sort of a hand gesture. Hey, Bruno Romanos. I already said that. Just too many names. Right. So he's standing like praying, um, and in his core, there it becomes like a negative space, a black hole type thing, creating in his core enlightenment. So that's the idea on the far left one when it comes to arrival of the one, right? So in this instance, he reaches enlightenment. Hey Jacob Bobley, how's it going? Chillstrand. So what I'll try to focus on, like I said, is the interesting light composition, and their narrative has already been sorted now that I defined the like the general idea, right? I want him to be. There should be stillness at his head, and like motion towards the outside of rims of the canvas. You know, like it's a blast. So that's what I'm gonna try to capture in this thumbnail, just as a general direction of like what's gonna happen for this little alien standing. But this is like a half. What's it called? A half shot, almost. Ah, Quentin, how's it going, man? Alright, so I think this idea is defined. I'm okay with it. Second idea, arrival of the one. We could make it like arrival of the one. Arrival of the one. Okay, mechanical suit. That is like a living entity itself, like a scary looking spider of sorts, and it opens up, and in the mouth of the dangerous looking mechanical spider is a baby, like in a cot. And what's the narrative here? There's a mother on her knees with her arms up. So then the viewer could think like, oh, is the spider taking the baby or giving the baby? Why is it scary? And like a white calmness of the baby. It would be cool if it kind of was. She was maybe on a stone pillar that's kind of crumbling and falling apart. So she is affected by the weight of the spider, which is a cool little like narrative hint. Is that what you could do? Say? No. I don't know, not hint, but tool. narrative tool. Okay, that's idea number 2. Arrival of the One. Arrival of the One. So we have meditation, we have birth. How about stranger at the gates? So we have kind of sci-fi alien, weird robot. Or actually, let's not make a stranger at the gate. Let's make a battle scene. I wanna try a battle scene. It could be like a hero, like 3-point perspective, and we see stairs, and he's like on the stairs, killing orcs, and the orcs are like bleh, falling, and trying to get him with spears. So there's lots of tension towards him, the hero, and he's standing there, like killing. Alright, that's a pretty cool idea. And then the narrative is quite simple, straightforward, you know? Like arrival of the one hero. Should mind my brush strokes so that the 3rd-point perspective is kind of enhanced. Idea is established. Let's flip the canvas. Hey, Captain Boss! Captain Boss! Hey, Eternal Lady. Maybe I said that, I don't remember. I forgot to make coffee this morning. So I'm not having any coffee to drink while I'm talking. Okay, so how do I get this angle to work? So he's on stairs, kinda. We should try to make the pose. He should have should he have a cape flowing towards the monsters or away from the monsters? If they flow towards the monsters, he's retreating. You know, as the wind is blowing towards the monsters. That's a good question. Coffee. Påtår. Yeah. So today is thumbnail only. Trying to get good rhythms in these 3 ideas. Trying to get like the miniature. We should never zoom out. Zoom in. Should have it at this scale as well. You can just have it above. Oh, you can't see. I'll show you. As you can see, I placed the second window above, so I can see it very zoomed out. I don't know why why this new doesn't want to show correctly, but it is what it is. So now I don't need to zoom out all the time. I can just kind of glance up and see what the changes are. So I think he needs to extend his arm in towards the painting. so that we are seeing the stab, like the orc leaning backwards like that. So the monsters are coming towards us. The orcs are coming towards us, which means my brains, something like that. And then we could have actually orc, like orc foot, maybe like that. Lots of orcs, like swarming him, maybe. Maybe some goblin attacking, jumping. Oh. Okay. It's Bjornament. Yeah. How's it going for everyone, by the way, on the thumbnailing and trying to figure out how to deal with it? That was probably a bad idea. Need to undo that. Okay, too muddy. Oh, Jacob Mobley, really? Awesome. Oh yeah, I saw that, Chilstrand. That was really cool. Nice to see using a 3D base to speed up the process. It's cool. Atsuki, that's cool, man. That's awesome. Make sure that you measure everything, even if it's imaginary stuff. Try to be, you know, as accurate in the base as possible. Oh well, it's a general rule for all of you guys. But also, like, make sure you guys capture mood and all these things at the same time, right? So you're trying to marry the best of both worlds. Would be my suggestion. The thumb, you can't see. I have a zoomed out thumbnail above, but it's starting to read quite well. Zealin, that's awesome. That's cool. That's cool. That's great food to breakfast. Yeah, I'm very excited to see what you guys come up with. It's gonna be... I mean, really enjoying having a look at the thumbnails. But I'm just to clarify, I'm also trying to not comment. You know, so you guys, you know, as I'm gonna be one of the judges, maybe it's a little bit weird that I'm saying what I think is flaws with the picture. You know, so I'm trying not to comment too much, as in feedback, other than, you know, like, I'm enjoying seeing what you guys do, but I'm gonna try to stay away from feedback. So better, you know, ask your friends or, you know, peers and all that. That's cool. Yeah, I saw. Um, I saw that you have a scene there, arms. But for yours, it's looking cool. Just make sure it's not too dark. Should have some sort of it could be more spears, like helping pointing up towards him. It could be like flag maybe. So there's like a battle underneath as well. So it's not just an isolated scene. I think that will work. Darebard. Yeah, well the thing is like I can't really I shouldn't really comment too much. I mean I could. But maybe it's maybe I should, you know, so you guys get the best possible outcome. But I don't know if would it be biased, you know, would I, you know, what if I don't have time to help everyone and all suddenly I've only helped a few because I had more spare time, you know, stuff like that as well. It's like, oh shit. I don't want to be like coming off like a rigged competition, you know. Yeah, make sure that even though if it's a night scene, there's still directional light. You know, Hollywood, think Hollywood nights. You know, they would have never have black night in a Hollywood movie because we wouldn't see anything. There would always be artificial light source that imitates or simulates nighttime. You know, Chillstrand. All right, that's cool. That's cool. I don't want to like, yeah, like I said, ruin the experience in a way where, what if I get swamped with work and I've been helping people and then just not. And it's also a little bit of a competition, and I'm one of the judges. A voodoo breakfast, yeah, exactly. Exactly. What voodoo breakfast said. There's one thing about, you know, being accurate with realism, but you're also making a picture that tells a story to us as a viewer. And if you fail in that sense of having a visual narrative or a rhythm or a pleasing look, you know, it's gonna stop the viewer from understanding what you wanted to say because it's too dark. You know, so the challenge lies in that is to create a picture that feels like nighttime, but we can still see everything, and that comes with probably a narrow value range. So there's lots of subtleties, and don't go black. Captain Bob's, yeah, exactly. Exactly. But the picture came across correct, you know. We still understood it's nighttime. We didn't question it or we didn't see uh, We couldn't see anything. If you guys, I don't know how. I mean, some of you will know, but when you were in the 90s, when you had that copy of a copy of a copy, the whole value range got destroyed, and especially like night scenes. I hated night scenes in these kind of copy of a copy of a copy of a movie, because you couldn't see anything. The value range had just been so crunched that everything was just black. And you were like, all right, that's great, great. Another night scene. Worst was like if it was a movie that most of the movie was like happening in the nighttime. It was completely ruined, you know. And that's the few moments where you actually watch a movie and you can't see anything because it's realistically night, you know. Bruno Romanos, yeah, in Mad Max. Which Mad Max? Fury Road or Thunderdome or the first one, which has a night scene. I'm assuming Fury Road then. All right, yeah, Fury Road. I think they filmed Fury Road like old school style, right? Everything, most of it in camera. I have a vague memory of that. That they didn't use that many effects. Everything was like done there. I think there's 4 Mad Max. Both, yeah. Thunderdome is the one with Tina Turner. What's that giant's name with the dwarf on the back? His name's Helter Skelter? No, Master. None something. Master Blaster. Master Blaster. Ah, yeah. I gotta watch Mad Max 2. I fucking love that movie. Yeah. Definitely. They used the director or some, I don't remember. But I really enjoyed the look of the Fury Road. But the movie itself was I think it was a little bit too weird. It felt a little bit strangely fantastical. I loved the 2 first movies where yeah, it was slightly different. I think it's just because it's old school. Uh, could be that as well, you know, like they just didn't have budget to do big crazy things. Witness me. Yeah, that was a pretty cool thing. You know, like they chromed their face. That's a was a cool touch. And they were talking about Valhalla, so that was pretty cool too as a Swede. Like how the myth has lived, survived the end of the world. But man, Mad Max 2, Thunderdome. Two men enter, one man leaves. That's the catchphrase, right? Zealin, yeah, I'm playing with focal point. I'm building the image as a whole, as a composition, not as a um, as anything else. You know, I'm like I said, I have up here. I have a window. You can't see it because of OBS for some reason. I need to figure that out. But I have just a zoomed out version, and I can see it. You know, I'm looking at it more than I look at the actual painting. I'm just trying to find interesting rhythms in there to help the image, because later I don't want to be struggling with the layout. Like, I want to know approximately just what I need to refine, right? What's the narrative of the painting? Obviously it's going to change because it's just a thumbnail, but the overarching idea here should be established. Like the major rhythm of the painting, and then of course things can shift and be moved and added and so on, but the overall rhythm should already be defined, you know, in the thumbnail. That's how I see it, at least. Captain Boss, yeah, I have it in my my DVD collection in my living room. I'm gonna dig it out and have a look. I have all Mad Max movies in my archive. Schmaze, maybe. I have set it up for window and not screen. I'll have a look after the stream. Hopefully I can figure it out. Time's running out. Welcome, Schmaze, by the way. Or maybe nice of you to de-lurk. Yeah, you shouldn't really rewatch old movies. Some, like the true gems, you can, but most of old movies you should just leave them in nostalgia, because you don't want to ruin it by watching them again, because they are shit in today's standards, most of them. Outdated narrative tools, overused narrative tools over the years, so the kind of the new aspect of those good movies that were great at the time has now become like standard canned food. You know, it's not unique anymore, and hence going back to the old movies, it just becomes boring. Because at the time they were unique in using them, and then every single filmmaker afterwards usually picks stuff up and abuses it, and now most old school movies are not good. Would be cool with like having some sort of magic coming off him. Schmaze, yeah, you should have. You should have joined. Shame on you. Captain Boss, yeah. Alright, time's up. I can't spend any more time on these. But I think as direction, I think these would do. And it would be I'd say I would be happy to pursue any of these three. So what I'll do is when I upload today's episode to 30minutewarmup.com, please feel free to vote on which one I should work on tomorrow. Is that okay? I'll remind you guys about it as well. But please feel free to vote on the website. 1, 2, or 3. Have a fantastic day. Hopefully you guys kind of picked something up from this by doing the arrival of the one and seeing how I would tackle the subject, and playing with narrative tools and setting up a painting. Alright, thanks everyone for joining in. You guys are fantastic. See you tomorrow. And please remember to vote when I post update on 30 minutes. I'll write it and I'll ping people on Discord. Okay, bye.